Hello YouTube! This is Matt, one of the masters, and I'm going to be casting this quick game of Nexus Wars. I'm only casting this because it's a pretty cool new strategy that me and my friend have found. I guess, I don't know, did we invent it? Maybe. We invented it by accident. I'm not going to spoil it for you just yet. At this point, what we're doing is we are FKYX and Spicy Baconator here, by the way. We're going with Zealots, and with our first 100 minerals, we got charged for our Zealots. Okay, you won't really be able to see it at ×4. This game is over 40 in-game minutes long, so didn't really want to do the whole thing in normal speed. Maybe I could bump it down to X2. So anyway, we get charged with our Zealots, and then we get sentries. And then from there, we just kind of play it by ear. And you'll see what we do in a bit. We do kind of get owned here. Well, it looks like it. It looks like we're getting owned. I'm saving up for a cannon at this point. The idea is that we hold them at our base for a very long time, and then we build the units we want to build. It's kind of scary. As you can see, our teammate Anthony is wondering what's going on. I have no clue what he's talking about. It seems to me like we're doing just fine. So we're just gonna sit here, and we'll be held in our base most of the time, but you'll notice we don't use nukes until later in the game. At this point, I spent my money on a cannon. My partner, Spicy Baconator, the other Matt of the two masters, is he's still building more Zealots. And, you know, we're holding our own. They're not building up because of the cannon. We're just getting a steady stream. It just looks like we're getting owned because we're not doing the typical push. You can see that the first building I build after these initial two buildings is a High Templar building, a Storm Assassin building, and my teammate, Spicy Baconator, Matt, does the exact same thing. So, here's what it is. We have determined that High Templar are probably the strongest unit in Nexus Wars if you use them correctly. The idea is that after 40 minutes in game, the damage of all of the units is increased to 300%, and when you go mass High Templar, storms just rape everything. There is nothing that isn't killed quickly by storms at 300% damage. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this recording for a while. As you can see, we're almost to 13 minutes in game here, and every once in a while we push out a little bit, and then we have to, you know, deal with them coming back at us, but it's not a big deal. You can see the storms as they fall are doing pretty good damage. Always chrono boosting the cannon. That's a very important thing to do, because chrono boosting the cannon makes it fire like 20% faster, so it's pretty good. The other good thing about these Storm Assassins is they attack air with their normal attack. So even if our enemies went air early in the game, not only would we have this cannon to back us up, we'd have Storm Assassins attacking the air. You can see here we're kind of pushing out a little bit. And it's just because, you know, we had a few Storm Assassins and a Dark Templar. My teammate decided to go with the Dark Templar. I don't know if it was absolutely necessary, but it did help out a little bit. Remember, the idea isn't to push the enemy back, because even if you push them back, they're just gonna nuke, and then it's just like a race to see who gets the most nukes, or who gets the last nuke off, you know, and then they're the winner. But that's not how it works when you go High Templar, because they're constantly in your base. All you have to do is hold out until this 40-minute mark, and then once we get there, you'll see the power of High Templar en masse. It's amazing. So we're kind of just ignoring top. The problem with this strategy is it leaves a lot of faith in your teammates up at the other side of the map, because if they fail, then the entire team fails. You also have to trust that your teammates won't freak out about you constantly being stuck in your base. The thing is, like, all of my buildings are at full HP most of the time while we're stuck in our base. We're in no danger of losing the game just because we've got constant pressure on us. Because it's a stalemate just at our base, and we're using our cannons as backup. At this point, I chose to upgrade my cannon, my photon cannon, to a chalupa, or at least save up for it, because I noticed they were pushing back and they've got some tier 3 units. So now it's a chalupa, and it kills everything really, really fast. So let's see, I've got 7 High Templar producers and my teammate has 5. It's going pretty well. It's actually our first time doing this. It went horribly because we chose to do Mass Zealot at first. And so we had a ton of Zealot producers. Oh, it's got quite a bit. But eventually we switched over to High Templar because there was just so much infantry. So we're about the halfway point right now of the game, and I'm thinking it's about time to add another cannon soon. It's so funny, like, the enemies keep scanning our area, and I'm assuming it's because they think there's some invisible units that are just keeping them from completely rolling over our base. But no, it's just all High Templar. There's, you know, a few Zealots and a DT, but that's it. So our teammate, people just don't understand what it is to be losing the game, and right now we aren't losing. We have lower income counts and we're stuck at our base, but we're not losing the game. And so people always freak out. And so he built a cannon here, which ended up just blocking our Templar, and we didn't need it. The pressure is getting a little heavier, so we ended up repairing our cannons constantly. That's perfectly fine. I mean, it doesn't take any minerals to repair in this game. And to be honest, if the cannons aren't getting shot, then our High Templar are getting shot and they're not doing any damage. Always, always, always chrono boosting these cannons. You can see here there's just like so many Templar, and the great thing about storms is they bypass armor. They don't care about armor, so they do the same damage to basically everybody, and they do more for what, light bio units. So we're just holding our own here. We're at the 30-minute mark almost. These stores are kind of a pain, but to be honest, like, they still die so fast. Look at that. I mean, we don't really need to worry about them building up, because by the time the next spawn comes, all of the previous ones are dead. And the other cool thing about this strategy is you don't have to worry about syncing up your units, because, to be honest, a continual stream of High Templar is better, since psionic storms don't stack. If you get all of your High Templar going in there at once, not only are they all going to throw a storm on the same spot at once, they're going to all die at the same time also. So having a stream is much more useful for us. At some point the pressure was getting a little too heavy. I don't remember exactly when it was, so we had to nuke, which is fine, because at this point in the game, like, normally, just like on top here, you know, everybody's got a nuke and stuff, or everybody has used a nuke. So we've actually gone much longer than anybody else in the game as far as waiting for nukes. Carrion, I think, is probably the best hero in the game, and she's very useful against groups. As you can see, she just does a ton of damage to these Thors. And yeah, again, we're just, you know, sitting back, waiting for that 40-minute mark. We're at 32 minutes right now. Alright, so we lost a cannon. I think this is about when I decided to throw a nuke down. We'll see. Nope. Insisting on sticking with Kerrigan. I let my Kerrigan die. I always make sure to watch the cooldown and then get another Kerrigan as soon as I can. Because two Kerrigans are excellent against just about any army. There's a small push back here. Run my Kerrigan back. We've got our cannons rebuilt. It's good. Oh yeah, chrono boost. I love chrono boosting everything. Okay, I think this is where I decided a nuke was useful. Oh, maybe not. Alright, so we've got 5 minutes left. We're on Skype, me and my partner Matt we're so excited to see what happens to the High Templar. We're so excited. Oh, there you go. There's a nuke. Just because the pressure was getting high and we didn't want to have to rebuild all 4 cannons, because that takes a little bit of time. So, here we go. 3 minutes remaining until the most amazing thing, and I'll slow it down once we get there, but it's such an amazing sight watching High Templar just raid everything. So the key is to constantly be repairing. We asked our teammates to help, but Anthony is obviously not keen on helping. I don't know why, but he isn't. Still building High Templars, you know, it's good to be maxed out. I don't think I was maxed out. Yeah, no, I was at 50 out of 90 because I was just constantly repairing. But, you know, it's not really necessary to max your RB out, because you'll see here in 30 in-game seconds what happens. So you can see our teammates up here in the top corner, they're doing alright. They end up winning the game for us, but once the damage gets bumped up, it's amazing. So there we go. It got bumped up, and look how fast these Thors die. Oh my gosh. It's so epic. And Marines die instantly. It's like, it's just, oh. Unfortunately, by this point, you know, our teammates have won the game, but look at this. Even if our teammates were at a stalemate or something, we'd push all the way back to the opponent's base, like no problem. No problem at all. But our teammates have won the game. And that's the end of it. So, High Templar. Wow. If you want to have fun, you know, and suspenseful Nexus Wars games, figure out how to use High Templar. It's incredibly fun to win in this way. So, yeah, I guess that's it. My name is Matt, half of the Masters. My friend Matt will be back for our next cast. I just decided to do this without telling him because I was excited. But anyway, I'll see you guys for our next cast sometime soon. Peace.